So I will get started here. This morning, we're going to do actually two things this morning. We're going to go, the first little circuit is going to be 5 minutes. We'll warm up and everything, and then 5 minutes of one Turkish get-up each side per minute. So it's going to be a total of 5 Turkish get-ups on each side. The reason I put the time restriction on it is because I want to take time with this. I don't want to end up with some people done in the first 2 minutes and then be kind of standing around for 3 minutes. So every 30 seconds, you're going to do a Turkish get-up on each side. If that makes sense. And we'll do that for 5 minutes. That way you can kind of take your time with it, really feel the movement. It's not about getting them done. It's about doing them well. Okay, so that'll be a full Turkish get-up from the floor. Modify as needed. So if you're not a holding overhead person, when it gets to that point after you get your knee under you, you just keep the weight here and stand up with it rather than extending it over your head. So that's the first part, is that first 5 minutes. Then we're going to go, sure, I'll post it here. So we're going to do that descending pyramid from 8 reps down to 1 in 3 minutes. So it's whatever comes first. If the 3 minutes is up and you're not done, that's totally fine. I don't know the timing of these. We'll see how it works out. But if you finish all the way down to 1 rep of each of these in 3 minutes, then you've got some extra rest time. And we'll rest 1 minute in between. So let me go through these exercises here really quickly. Split jump is, think of a split squat, and then you're just jumping to switch. And there's lots of ways to modify this. So we'll go through a couple here. It would be here, jumping up to split your feet, split your feet, split your feet, split your feet. Okay, so that would be the preferred way, prescribed way. If you're not comfortable with that switch, okay, then we go, the next thing to do would be to just jump without the switch. So you're doing kind of a split squat, but you're jumping at the top. The next thing would be to just change it to a alternating reverse lunge. Okay, so the speed is the difference there. And then of course, if we're watching knee stuff or whatever, feel it out. If there's no pain with it, then go for it. The kettlebell pull through, just in that push-up position. You're gonna reach over, grab the weight, bring it over to the other side, and switch hands. So we just move the weight back and forth. That one will be 8 times each side. Okay. Goblet squats. Our goblet squats, we're there by now. Keeping your feet nice and flat on the floor. Nice even pressure through your feet as you squat down. And SLDL, we're there. Just that single leg hip hinge there. Push up and touch is just a way to slow down push-ups, actually. And a good way to get some shoulder blade work in. So you're going to do a push-up, but you're going to go all the way down to the floor. Then you're going to reach out, trying to keep your hands off the floor, okay, and touch the floor as far as you can in front of you. Bring your hands back under your armpits and push back up. Okay, so that's the push-up and touch. And we pair that with kettlebell swings. Okay. So with that, let's go ahead and jump on the roller. So really the only equipment we need today is a weight that you can goblet squat and move for the kettlebell pull through. So as getting into it here, give the back of your legs a quick roll. Give your calves a quick roll. Hamstrings. You shift your body weight from side to side also. Getting some of that cross friction or friction going across the muscle rather than straight up and down, rolling straight up and down. Good, let's move it up to sitting on top of the roller, crossing your ankle right over. Really get into the hips this morning. Carol, nice to see you. Good morning. Hi, Elaine. Hey, Don. All right. Rolling over to your side. Let's go down the outside of your leg here. Remember, you can take your top, the leg that's not being rolled, you can take that and put it in front of you, nice and flat on the floor, and take some of the pressure off if you need to. This one can be pretty intense. Really want to get up above your hip bone also, so don't just roll to your hip bone. We want to get up and above that into the muscles that are on your side there, just between your hip bone and the crest of your hip. Let's roll to the front of that same leg. So now we're rolling in the front of your thigh. We'll just take care of one entire leg at a time and then go to the other side. Once you roll the front, you can go ahead and lay on your side. Bring that knee up. You're rolling the inside of your leg. And good. Let's go ahead and switch legs. Repeat the process. We'll roll down the outside of your other leg. Making sure we're getting up over that hip bone. Good, rolling over to the front of your thigh. You can use that same kind of cross friction idea here, where not only are you rolling up and down, but you're also kind of shifting back and forth. Remember, the whole goal of this foam rolling is to keep your muscles and all the different compartments moving over each other really well. So the more we can shift them around, the more they're gonna keep gliding on top of each other. All right, so roll to your side. Let's get the inside of your leg. And good. All right, from there, let's go ahead and lay down on your back. We're gonna go bottom of your feet to the ceiling, so really push those heels up. If you need help with the hamstring stretch, you can just hold on to your leg. Otherwise, today let's alternate. So go down, tap your heel to the floor, coming up. Tap to the floor, come up. We'll do this 6 times each side. Really pushing your heels up to the ceiling, pull your toes back toward you. Your low back does not need to be in contact with the ground, but it should stay put. So as you lower your heel, you shouldn't feel this bridge forming in your low back. We want it to touch the ground in the exact same way as it did when your feet were up. Good. Give your knee a hug, pressing one heel down through the floor, lifting your hips up. We're just going to lift and hold for 20 seconds here. So as you lift, this will give you an opportunity to really feel this in your cheek by keeping your thigh close to your chest. You'll limit the back arch, which is what we want. So really we want you to feel this in your cheek and maybe a little bit in the back of your leg. 5 more seconds. And relax. Switch sides. And here we go. Lift. It's not about how high you lift here. It's about going to the end of your hip range of motion. Like keeping your thigh close. Again, we're going to keep you from arching your back, which means you may not feel like you can press up as high. Just totally fine. 5 seconds. And good. All right, rolling over to all fours. All right, we're going to do double duty here. So we'll do the groin stretch. So we'll put one leg out to the side. Right, whatever side, whatever leg is out, you're going to take that hand. So my left leg is out. I'm going to take my left hand, reach under my armpit, my right armpit, as far as I can reach, and then open up, turn out to that side. So it's the same kind of quadruped thoracic spine mobility that we usually do, but we're just adding the groin stretch in with it. So let's reach and turn those fingertips up to the ceiling. Remember, we want both arms to stay straight here. So the reason that hand can reach farther away from you is because you're rotating your shoulders, not because you're bending your arm and letting it push farther. And switch it up. So getting that groin stretch first. Yeah, but we want that turn to be in your upper back. Yeah. Working through at your own pace here. We'll go about 10 more seconds. And good. All right, so push-up position, we're gonna do 5 stationary inchworms. So we go from that push-up position, lifting your tailbone up towards the ceiling, walk your hands into your feet or your shins, whatever you can touch, and then walk it right back out. So we're gonna do 5 of these. As you walk down, really focus on trying to keep your hips right in the middle, nice and solid. And good. Okay, now that we're standing, we're going to go into some reverse lunges. Obviously, there's that reverse lunge that happens with the Turkish get up. So we want to make sure that we get warm for that. Here we're going to go hands on top of the head. Try to keep your elbows pointing straight away from each other. So now you're pointing at each side wall, right? Make sure your hands are on top, not in the back, pulling your head forward. We don't want to pull it forward and down. Staying as tall as you can. So we're going to reverse lunge. And then whatever side is up, you're going to tilt to that side, right? And then we come back up. So you can take a knee down here at the bottom or not, your choice. But we go down, whatever knee is up, you're going to tilt to that side. Should feel a nice big stretch all the way down to the knee that's on the floor, close to the floor. And we're just going to alternate those. Take your time with it. We'll go another 20 seconds here. Checking in with that posture all the time, making sure you're staying tall. On the tilt, you're just going to think about taking your ear and that elbow down to the floor, or pointing it at the floor. Right, so there won't be any rotation there. And good. All right, last bit of warm up here. We're just going to go feet wide. You can go at your depth here. We'll do these for 30 seconds. So we're just working side to side. Just getting warmed up here, a little bit more of a leg warm up, a hip warm up. And then we'll get into the Turkish get-ups. 10 more seconds. Okay, good. All right, so find a weight or not for Turkish get-ups. And just as a reminder, whatever arm is holding the weight, you're going to always keep that weight as close to the ceiling as you can. Whatever hand has the weight, that knee is going to be bent, and that foot will stay flat on the floor, right? So that's not moving. From here, we're just going to roll to your side. So think about peeling your shoulder blade off the floor, up to the elbow, and up to the hand. Always keeping that weight as close as you can to the ceiling. We go to your knee, and then stand up all the way, okay? And then we reverse the process on the way down. Okay, so we're going to go for 5 minutes here. Every 30 seconds, we'll do a Turkish get up on the other side. This is a good opportunity too, because we're not racing through this. It's a good opportunity to maybe try a new weight if you have one at home. But we got 5 minutes here. We're going to do one every 30 seconds, alternating sides. Okay, so you got your weight. We're ready to go. Starting off on the floor with that arm locked out. All right, we're going to start in 3, 2, 1. Here we go. Always pressing that strong up to the ceiling. I'll give you the 30-second marks here, so you don't have to worry about watching the time. Another challenge here is when you go to sit up, try not to let yourself like jackknife, or try to keep your straight leg heel on the floor. 5 seconds until the 30-second mark. And other side, here we go. So we're just doing one at a time here. You can take your time with it. Take it step by step. Make sure everything feels steady and solid before you stand. And control that movement on the way back down. Five seconds till our next one. Ready and go. Each stop along the way, you're checking to make sure that, trying to let the ground support the weight. so that you're not using lots of muscular effort. You're just letting the ground prop the weight up. 5 seconds till the next side. And good, here we go, other side. Fully control the weight the whole time. 5 seconds till our next rep. Change out weights if you want to. Here we go. Number 3 on this side. Three seconds till the other one, or to the other side. And here we go. Five seconds. Okay, next rep, here we go. These really are one of the best mobility drills, core stability. There's a ton going on with just one movement here. Five seconds. Here we go. Switching sides. Five seconds. Last one on each side here. Ready and go. Five seconds till the last one. This will be number 5 on the second side. Here we go. Two, one, and relax. All right, take a second, get a drink. Take about 1 minute here. Then we'll go into our descending pyramid. Remember, we're starting the reps at 8 today. Sometimes we start at 10. So we'll do 8 split jumps each side. The split jump is jumping and cycling your feet in the air, ideally. If we're not there, just to jump here and don't cycle and do 8 on one side, then 8 on the other. Or it's just taking the hop all the way out of it and turning them into reverse lunges. Okay. So the only 2 exercises we need to worry about right now are that split jump and the kettlebell pull through. Just going to be us in a push-up position, switching the weight from side to side. Yeah. Push-up position, pull through. Okay. 20 seconds to rest here. Remember, starting the reps at 8. I'll be starting the clock. The goal isn't necessarily to finish, but with a couple of these pairs, we may work our way there. Okay, starting with the split jump in 3, 2, 1. Here we go. We got 3 minutes to work. Split jumps and kettlebell pull through. On the pull through, your goal is to try to keep your hips nice and square and level, belly button pointing down towards the floor. Next time through, you're going to do 7 reps of everything. So we start with 8, work our way down to 7, 6, 5, maybe all the way down to 1. Minute and a half gone here. Remember, the goal isn't necessarily to finish. I'm not even sure if it's possible on some of these. One minute left, just under 1 minute. Thirty seconds. $15. 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good job. Taking 1 minute to rest here. Next pair is a goblet squat and SLDL. So that weight, you're going to use the same weight for each one ideally, or for both. So we do the goblet squat here, keeping your feet nice and flat, knees nice and wide, shins parallel to each other. Then we just drop that weight down for the SLDL, 8 each side. Bring it right back up for the goblet squat. So you're holding the weight for about 3 minutes here. 20 seconds left to rest. Five seconds. Goblet squats in 2, 1. Here we go. We're doing 8 to start, then working our way down. We're about 45 seconds in. The SLDLs are going to be a little bit slower. Or take a little longer, I should say. 1 minute in. Again, on the goblet squat, really thinking about spreading the floor apart with your feet. So not just going up and down, but also spreading the floor apart as you go. That'll help keep your knees nice and stable. You can point your toes out a little bit if you need to. Minute and a half left. "45 seconds. "15. 3, 2, 1, and relax. Take a minute to rest here. These 3 minutes can go by pretty quickly. All right, we'll talk about the next pair. This is the last pair for the day. Push up and touch and the kettlebell swing. If you're not a kettlebell swing person, same mechanics at the hips, pushing your hips back, push the weight back between your legs like you're hiking a football, and then swinging up. If you're not a kettlebell swing person, it's the same mechanics, but you just let the weight lower down in between your shins, really keeping the weight pushed back, pushing your hips back toward the wall behind you as you go. Push up and touch. We're going all the way down to the floor. Reach your fingertips up. Try not to scrape your arms along the ground. Tap as far away as you can. And then come back to the top, or come back to the push-up. Push all the way up. Okay, so we got 3 minutes left to work. Working your way down from 8. Ready? In 3, 2, 1. Here we go. Push up and touch. Of course, on the push up and touch, you can put your knees down to do the push up. No problem there. Modify those however you need to. Just over a minute in. Under a minute, 55 seconds to go. When you push off the floor from the push-up, make your belly stronger than you think it needs to be. Like you're about to get punched in the gut. And when your belly's strong, that'll help you come up as one piece. 20 seconds left. 10 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1, and relax. All right. Taking a second, either seated or lying down on the floor, or standing if you feel like you get a recovery breath better. I kind of like Cole's idea of sitting in that squat position. I'm going to use a little help from the foam roller. So just remember, however you're seated or laying down, you should be tall. Giving yourself lots of room in your torso to breathe. Remember, tall doesn't necessarily mean like back arched up either. There's kind of a, if you think about being nice and tall here, if you start to arch or bend the other way, so you have slumping, which is forward. If you start to arch and go the other way, it also does the same thing of kind of compressing the space that you can breathe into. So we want to make sure that we're tall, not necessarily like pinning our shoulders back and arching back the other way. Just setting up your torso to get the biggest breath possible. Starting to bring that heart rate back down. I'm kind of using this as a stretch too. We'll take about 20 more seconds here. And we'll move from either lying on the floor to seated, or from seated to standing. And let's go ahead and move up one position. Staying tall. If you're standing, check the position of your hips. Make sure your hips are level. So if your pelvis was a bowl of water, like a big bowl, we want to make sure that that bowl is level. So for some of us, it's going to mean tilting it back a little bit, or your tailbone back. For some, it's going to mean picturing that weight hanging on your tailbone. It pulls your tailbone down to the floor. Taking those nice few deep breaths to finish up. And that's a wrap. All right, that was fun. Good job, everybody. We are closing in on the end here. So just a reminder, even when we do open, this will continue. We'll continue to do the circuit style workouts here on Zoom, while the personalized strength workouts will be happening in the gym. Okay, so we don't have an exact date yet, but we will be hopefully making it soon. Okay, all right, everybody. Have a fantastic day, and we'll see you next time.
Thank you.
Welcome. See you, Elaine.